Welcome to Expertsoft Trainings, one of the best online training and corporate training provider in SAP. Here is the detailed overview on the SAP S4HANA Billing and Revenue Innovation Management.
We have introduced ourselves like we know what we are, right? So everyone comes with that little background in the industry, so that they know what business, how exactly the business runs, right? So we will discuss how BRIM landscape enables the user and the company, and how exactly it benefits business to run their show, right? So we have so many models. What's special in the BRIM area, right? How exactly BRIM makes a difference than the SD model, model? There are so many models, right? How the sales happens in the regular world, and how exactly BRIM supports a regular subscription world. So we will discuss about those. What we cover as part of this training. So the content is there, and the training contains subscription order management with IBRIS billing. When I say IBRIS, like how exactly the subscription billing we are going to run, and where are we, like what are the models being used. So that is being covered, and it's like there won't be an exercise for this. So it's an eye level view of exactly subscription runs, and the master data model, where again anything you need to sell in the industry, you need to have a master data as a background, right? When I say master data, either business partner, contract account, material master, right? Product setup, everything comes under master data, right? So we will cover the topics which you need to work along in the different modules. Like you need to use little bit on the side. You need to use a little bit on the business partner, which is a central master data, which you can use the same partner multiple areas, right? So we will cover part of this training, how exactly the business partner is integrated, how exactly the partner vendor integration works, part of this BRIM landscape. So, and also we have a special topic, which is a contract accounting. Contract accounting, what exactly the contract accounting, how exactly it differs from your business partner, what data resides within the contract account. So we will cover that topic as part of this training. And the topic other than that, what we say that, okay, this is all master data. Now we have a subscription order, subscription contract, order distribution. There are various intakes. So part of this training, you will find out how exactly the order management works, where exactly the order intake comes, how exactly the distribution of the contract. So there are various different topics which will cover part of this training, where creation of a order, where you need to do a customization, which you need to do in order to start your subscription, right? And there are different concepts like technical resources and contract management, those and ODA, order distribution interface. There are various different topics which covers part of this subscription order management. So that will be part of this training. And product setup. So when I say, already I said that, okay, master data is a product setup, but again, we have a AVC, advanced variant configuration, which requires your product modeling, where pricing, attribute driven pricing, which supports your BRIM area. So we will cover in detail how exactly you can set up the product as supporting AVC, advanced variant configuration. How do we set up this AVC model, and all that other related topics would be covered part of this training. And subscription contract, there is again change management, mass run. There are various additional topics which supports your subscription management master agreement, integration with IBRIS billing charging system. When I say integration with Convergent charging, again, I will say that, okay, are we still call this IBRIS billing? No. People who are like the naming is changed from uh, 2018 onwards. There is a name. We name it differently. That is a BRIM, billing revenue innovation management. So earlier it was called as IBRIS. So that's where we are still. I would like to connect this IBRIS word so that people are very much familiar. Okay. So, but now the renamed version is a BRIM. So just don't get confused with that. Okay, what is exactly the IBRIS? Okay. So integration, how exactly it integrated to conversion charging? There is an integration part which we will cover in detail. So integration to Convergent invoicing, where we will have a Convergent invoicing as a billing engine, which connects to your order management. So that will be part of this training, and additional topics like recurring fee, auto renewal, bill planning, Convergent invoicing, integration, and device as a service, SD integrated sales and distribution. We can do hardware sales using a subscription order management, and contract charging with payment in advance. So advance payment, how exactly we can collect the payment. So all these part of this training. What do we cover? This is what we are going to cover part of this training. And additionally, we have a CC integration and core tools, service subscription order management, architecture and integration, and web services. How exactly what are the web services requires to integrate your conversion charging, and what are the additional input and output criteria is required in order to connect. So there is a conversion charging, which is a Java-based application, supports your S4HANA. So we will cover that, how exactly we configure and integrate the system. So that will be part of this training. And again, convergent invoicing. When we get into the convergent invoicing, so we have a high level, like how exactly the master data looks from the convergent invoicing standpoint, and billable item management, billing processing, invoice function, invoice printing. So integrated with SD invoicing, how exactly you can integrate your sales and distribution invoice, which hits to your convergent invoicing. So where are additional topics like rating process and master agreement. Now, okay, now by this all the topic, what all the content is there? Majorly, the three components part of this training. One is SOM, subscription order management, which is an order intake. Conversion charging, which is a rating engine. So which we will have a Java application, which we will configure and will integrate it to your S4 system. So, and convergent invoicing component. So total three components is covered part of this training. Okay. So now if you ask me, okay, is it integrated system? Yes, it is integrated system, subscription order management and convergent invoicing, which resides within the S4HANA system. And convergent charging, which is an S4, it's a non-SAP, I mean to say it's a Java-based application, not a HANA database. I mean to say it's not a SAP GUI as such. Okay, it's a different application. We will discuss how exactly this whole integration started, where it is started, from when, so that we will cover version by version. Like there is a kind of a life cycle of this whole BRIM, right? So it started its journey around 2009 when SAP bought this conversion charging. So we'll cover that. Okay, these are all the topics part of this training. Okay, now we have a detailed TOC, table of content, which Navin is going to publish. So this is just an eye level. I just wanted to cover you guys that, okay, what is part of this training. And so now coming to BRIM, right? So why SAP BRIM? Why do we need this, right? So you guys might be aware, like, okay, so anything sales, either you take any application, Oracle, any software as an ERP system can sell the product. But why do we need a BRIM, right? So if you observe latest trend in the world, like even if you are seeing there is a market is open for a BRIM, like a lot of openings coming for BRIM. What is the background? Why it is coming, right? So earlier, what is to happen? The integrated system, like a sales and distribution, MM and PP, right? What you're doing, you purchase the product, sell the product, and invoice the product. That's done, right? The life cycle of the sales is done. So there was no long-term relationship with the client or customer. So now coming to BRIM, what exactly it is happening? It covers business from the telco standpoint, logistic, retail, utility, media, entertainment, you name it, anything. Okay, what the way they are doing is, like, now everything is zero coding. So you don't need to code anything. You can simply enable the system using a BRIM landscape with built-in interfaces, and you can build the system and start generating the invoices. That is one thing, and it is a long-term relationship with the customer, where customer signs the contract and the contract can run for evergreen. So customer purchases and auto renews, and again every time it does auto renewal until he says, okay, I don't want to continue the service. It's everything is automated, so there is no additional coding required, and that's where the BRIM stands for. Now customer is purchasing the product subscription. When I say product, a subscription, it can be a software, it can be a hardware, it can be any goods, can be subscribed. But nowadays everything is subscription, right? You name it. If your Netflix is a subscription, your desktop is a subscription, you can even purchase Apple, and you can subscribe it, and you can just pay in a rental basis, and you can return once you are not happy with the service, right? That's where either device or software or a service, anything is a subscription. So everything is a subscription base, and now the order starts from the subscription, and everything is built systematically, so with a zero coding. That's where BRIM stands for. So what all the component is covered? As I said, CC, SOM, and CI, the three components supports this BRIM landscape. Okay, so now coming to what kind of sales we can do, right? The BRIM supports the prepaid scenario where customer pay upfront, and example, whenever you purchase a product, either you pay upfront and start using the product, right? Like example, monthly payments, right? Example from the if you are in India, so there are internet provider who give the internet service. Whenever they provide the internet service, they collect the money upfront for a next upcoming month, right? That's the prepaid scenario. There is a, again, if you go to telco scenario, and there are a lot of in India we have a Jio who is providing the internet service, and as well as the telco service, right? They are actually using a BRIM, correct? So they implemented BRIM. Jio is using BRIM. So now they are having a prepaid and postpaid both. That is hybrid. And if you are doing, you purchase your SIM card, and you are a postpaid customer, you use X number of quantity or X number of minutes, and you pay the bill. That's where postpaid comes into. Hybrid is you pay some amount in upfront, and you later you can pay the remaining amount. So that's where hybrid, right? So there are various way. You desktop as a service, device as a service, all these models which supports your BRIM. So that's where the BRIM stands for, subscription management. So so why we need a BRIM? So the BRIM is going to support all the required prepaid, postpaid, and hybrid model in the sales motion, and it is a zero coding. Okay. Okay, so that's what is in order to do this, you just need to have a business model or design a configurable product. You have, as I said, any product you have, you can configure the product in order to sell. So configurable product is supported, and order management is called as a subscription order management. Whenever customer consume X amount of quantity, that usage metering is supported. Example, if I use only 10 minutes of your product, I will pay only for the 10 minutes. So if I'm using a space, cloud space, example AWS, right? Example Google Cloud. Whenever I use only the 10 minute, 10 GB of the data, that 10 GB of the data is being consumed. So that's how we are uh, controlling the whole usage metering, right? So the SAP provides a metering service using the conversion charging system. We will cover in detail how exactly we can configure the usage model, and billing and receivables. So when I say billing and receivable, it's everything is automated every month. Whenever you use, whatever you use, the billing is generated by system, and that usage based billing, either a recurring billing, everything is systematically driven, and it bills the customer. So this comes to a B2C. So now whenever it comes to a B2B, it will support a partner revenue sharing. We have partner contracts where based on the usage, customer partner will get some amount. So partner sharing, partner revenue sharing is another additional topic which we will discuss in detail. Okay, these are all the high level of exactly BRIM landscape looks like. Okay, so what we are going to use again, so we are currently installing 2022 version, which is latest, and again, this slide is old one, but yeah, we are already installed the 2022 version. Whatever the latest HANA database and HANA version, we are FPS 00 2022 will be covering the training. And SAP conversion charging, we are covering a Fury based as well as a backend system. That's the SAP CC version. So we will use the telecommunication industry and FICA part of this training. And so this is the version of the software. Okay. If example, the person just spoke, Niranjan, not Niranjan, right? So is new to the system. So just to cover that. So these are all the version where SAP landscape resides. So S4HANA is the latest version in the market, and S4HANA every year they release the versions. Okay, 2022 is the latest version SAP released, and they have every like in a year they will release the package, in the sense FPS support packs. So total 4 packs will be released, and 3 is actually FPS 00030203, and next version would be a next year version. So likewise they release a supporting packs. So every release there is an improvement in their database or in their modules. So that's a SAP S4HANA package. Okay. So we are using S4HANA 2022 for this training. Okay. So what solution capability, right? What SAP SOM, SAP solution capability use part of this training? What is a part of the BRIM landscape, but what is being trained in this, right? As I said, subscription order management, SOM, subscription SAP conversion charging, and convergent invoicing are part of the training. Okay, so this and this part of this training. So in this, convergent mediation is there. Customer financial management is another additional topic, which I'll tell you what exactly it means. So as we already discussed, what all the subscription order management, like product catalog and all, I don't want to repeat that, as well as conversion charging. So we have a pricing, service pricing, online, offline rating, partner revenue sharing, online account management, and convergent invoicing, where billing and settlement happens, right? These are all the topics which is part of this training. What is this convergent mediation? What is this customer financial management? So as I said, this is SAP landscape comes with two different database. One is S4HANA and conversion charging, which is a Java based application. Convergent mediation is also another Java application which requires, in the sense, it's SAP recommended application, and convergent mediation is not a SAP product. Just to give you a background, right? SAP convergent mediation is a middleware, I would say, like kind of, if you have heard MuleSoft, if you have heard that any in any Microsoft products, there are various middlewares, right? Even PIP. So there are a lot of middleware products available. Likewise, conversion mediation is another middleware system which translate the any external information to SAP CC language. Okay. So the reason why we have a conversion mediation is in order to handle the I value and to collect the usage and maintain and interact with any external system. Conversion mediation is a highly recommended product by SAP. So it's not a SAP by its own. It's SAP, it's not owning this product. It's a recommended product. Okay. And so if you ask me, can't we implement SAP BRIM without conversion mediation? Yes, we can implement, and we will discuss how exactly the conversion mediation supports, what are the like how exactly this conversion mediation as a mediator, how exactly it supports the conversion charging for a usage rating. That will be part of our training, and there will be a topic around the conversion mediation integration. How do we integrate with our BRIM landscape this conversion mediation? And we will discuss the presentation, like how exactly the conversion mediation as an engine, how exactly it supports the BRIM. But we will not have any system to show you or a demo the conversion mediation. Okay, it's just a subtopic for us. And as well as customer financial management is a core finance area where you will have a revenue management, payment handling, credit management, collection. It is a core FICA. When I say FICA, once if you guys if you are from the SD model, you know that okay, once you create an invoice, the invoice it's the GL, right? So it goes to GL. So GL derivation from the GL, subsequently you have a financial management which will be taken care in order to collect the money, in order to do the revenue recognition, and how exactly you handle the payment. So that's an independent topic altogether. We have a separate trainer who can cover that if you guys are interested. It's again core finance. It's a totally different. FICA is a independent topics. So integrated point from the Convergent invoicing is once you hit the GL, so GL entry, we will again how exactly that revenue recognition. It is we have RAR revenue, RAR recognition, revenue recognition. We have FICA integration. All are the integrated points. Okay. So part of this training, order management, convergent charging, convergent invoicing is going to be a system-based training, and we will discuss how exactly it integrates with convergent mediation and convergent financial customer financial management. So it is only the integration part. Okay. Okay. So I was just explaining you guys, right? So where exactly the BRIM started. So if I say why this is coming spotlight, okay, yeah. So SAP initially, if you look at way back 2009, as an ERP system, we had ERP providers like JDA Doers, Oracle. There are various guys, right, in the market. So in around 2009 and 2007 and 8, that era. So SAP and Oracle was a kind of evergreen ERP solution providers, right? So coming to SAP, that around 2009, they didn't add a high volume handling system. When I say high volume handling system, in the sense, earlier it was called as an ECC, right? Yeah, so before S4HANA, SAP was called as an ECC, and the database for this ECC was a Oracle DB, correct? It was not a HANA DB. So around 2009, it was an hard time for SAP to implement any high volume transactions. It was just a sales based motion, and we had just a it was we were not able to support more than 999 lines, right? It was a very hard time. So around 2009, SAP thought of like, let's go for a telco based business where they want to handle the telco industry, and that time they acquired a company called Ideal. Okay, Ideal is a Singaporean based company where they are offering high volume industries transactions. They can rate a millions of record per second. So it's a huge. You just imagine if you are from India, other than so I think most of you from three of you from India, right? So uh, if you just imagine Geo as a service provider, the number of calls being handled per second, right? Geo is initially launched with using BRIM, and now they are running on the BRIM landscape. So per second, millions of records needs to be transacted, right? So the volume industry, it was supported by Ideal around 2009, and SAP acquired Ideal, and they started integrating this conversion charging, which is a rating engine, to SAP ECC system. Okay, initially it was ECC, right? Around 2009. So they integrated with ECC, and they are started providing a solution called consumption to cash solution, and offer to cash, or whatever we call, right? So earlier it was order to cash, and around 2009 they started offering a offer to cash and consumption to cash solution. Like it was starting period around that period, around 2009 Q2. So later they acquired like Ibris around Q2 2013. They acquired the Ibris as a company. So what is Ibris? It's a omni-channel a platform. It's a cloud-based product. Again, it's a Java application. It's a non-SAP product. So around 2013, they acquired a company called Ibris, omni-channel based company. When I say omni-channel, it's a multi-layer platform which provides a quotation-based business. I would say you go to Amazon, Flipkart, any company website, right? They will offer you a like a you can configure the product and sell the product, right? The customer can select the product. That's kind of omni-channel, different models product, and it's a cloud-based product. So that time the SAP wanted to integrate this usage based and this hybrid billing, and SAP renamed the model offer to consumption to cash model as a hybrid billing. Okay, around 2013 Q2 onwards. Okay, it's a German-based company. Hybris is a German-based company, and product content management software. It offers a good product, but it didn't go well between 2013 to 2018, as because I started my BRIM learning path around 2013. I know like what exactly happened at that period, how many clients were started using it. But again, as I said, right, so it's kind of Ibris was kind of a very complicated integration in order to enable any sales motion, where we had a Ibris as a cloud product and ECC, convergent charging, and convergent invoicing. There are various model you need to integrate. It was become a complicated design as such. So so that time the supporting I value conversion, like CC had its own interface, ICM, the incoming and out, like there is an interface which enables the usage. So it was not supportive. Again, SAP started going to integrate with conversion mediation, who supports the high level, high volume of data. So conversion mediation is another company. Again, if you see this, right, SAP conversion mediation is an SAP partner product developed by Digital Router. So it's a Digital Router is the company who supports this conversion mediation product. So the conversion mediation is a Digital Router product. So SAP approached Digital Router to provide a software which supports a conversion charging system, and we will discuss in detail how exactly it integrates and all later. But again, that conversion mediation supports the translation. Like example, any vehicle, if you look at in US, so it just scans the board, right, car number plate. And if you even take a Indian toll management, right, they scan the tags. So the tag, the scanned one, on the fly they have to look at what is the available balance, right? That solution is very much integrated. It's a one online management, right? So reading that, looking at the available balance for a given customer, and okay, whether should I open the cage or not, right? These things. So like example, even when you purchase a satellites viewing, right, like Tata Sky, there are various, they are using so you will get to know whether customer is eligible to watch this channel, right? These are all the online transactions. So we will, every transaction is very much integrated to SAP, and they have to look at what is available balance. So in order to integrate, it requires a lot of data translation, which was not supported within SAP itself. So SAP approached a convergent mediation, who is a digital, like when I say convergent mediation, is a digital router company, where they started giving the application which translates the data. So that's where convergent mediation came into picture. Unless you have online transactions, if you don't do the online transaction, like as I said, right, real time and real time balance check, all those things, you don't require this convergent mediation. So it is an optional plugin or a software where SAP recommends if you are doing online business. Okay, so they are started integrating around 2013. So all the way 2018, it was called as Ibris billing. So there are a lot of hiccups around this period. The reason because multiple applications you need to integrate, and but even that time cloud as a service was started evolving, right? So it didn't go well, I would say. But again, 2018, when they moved this whole part BRIM landscape into S4HANA 2018 Q1. They rebrand this whole thing into a BRIM again from the hybrid billing. The reason, so it was billing revenue innovation management. Again, it was a well known in the industry, and they wanted to retain the same thing. They rebranded. So earlier, before 2013, it was called as a BRIM. From 2013 to 2018, it was called as hybrid billing, and from 2018 onwards, again they rebranded back to BRIM. So this whole journey started from 2009. Okay, now we are in S4HANA. Every version from 1709 onwards, 1709 it was called as a customer management. Later on, we called it as a service. So if you guys are aware, the SAP CRM application is going to be discontinued from 2025. That's where they are removing all the CRM component to S4HANA. So that's where service component is introduced. So this whole BRIM landscape is part of S4HANA. Now our training is going to be covered on 2022 version, latest one, and we will discuss what is available from 1909, 2020, 2021, 2022. What are the additional functionality enabled from 1919 onwards? What are the additional functionality available? Which version is having what functionality? So we will try to discuss in detail there, the training sessions. So this is again, so what is subscription and consumption charging economy means? No longer a single transaction. So customer purchase and they use, and there is a revenue sharing, solutioning, outcome, custom discounts. Okay, custom offer, premium, dozens of offers available within the BRIM landscape, which provides you consumption-based charging economy. Okay, so there are, again, I would say, SAP is into cloud now, right? There is a public cloud, private cloud. So in the private cloud, you can deploy this S4HANA and you can use this BRIM landscape. Even private cloud also, SAP is providing their own service. So there are various ways you can start utilizing this BRIM as a service, right? Like if your client is using a public cloud, so or a private cloud, now you can deploy this S4HANA box into a private cloud and you start implementing a BRIM, or SAP itself, they are providing their cloud services, right? A sales cloud, customer management cloud, service cloud. There various clouds are available. It's this BRIM comes under a sales cloud, and the sales cloud, if your clients are using a sales cloud, you can still go and implement the cloud based BRIM. So again, it is a totally different concept altogether. We are not getting into that. Okay, so as we covered, as we know that, okay, BRIM now covers the order intake. BRIM now covers the Convergent invoicing, which we finally issue the invoice to the customer. And in the middle, we have integration with Convergent charging, Convergent mediation. And finally, once the customer get the invoice, financial activity starts, like receivables, payables, credit management, security deposit, all those things, right? This slides talks about what all the component or content available within each model, right? When you look at the order management, partner management, product management, and master data agreement, partner revenue sharing. So Convergent mediation does all this activity, whatever is highlighted here. Convergent invoicing is something which covers the service pricing modeling, one-time recurring and usage charging. So all the online and offline charging. So we will discuss in detail when you get into the training, what is online and what is offline charging. Or with an examples, we can build some use cases and we will discuss. And as well as we have partner revenue sharing, we will discuss how exactly the partner revenue works, what exactly it means. So we will go in detail with an example. So again, so billing and settlement, which Convergent invoicing handles. We have a bill plans which supports bill plan. Bill plan is provided by SAP standard in the latest version, which enables the user to bill the customer on a in a very frequent recurring basis. Okay, so we will discuss in detail. And we have a rating service. How exactly we can rate. and also it supports the revenue recognition, that is ASC 606 and FRS 15, which revenue recognition for unbilled and deferred revenues. Again, we will discuss from the integration with the revenue standpoint. We are not getting into the revenue model itself. Okay, so these are all the topics going to be discussed in detail within examples, and we will configure in the system. Okay, so this is again a high level of integrated view, where the starting point and where we are ending, right? So starting point is you take a solution. Again, we have a concept called a solution code, where you can issue the sales order, and so we have in the when for a sales items, for a service items which you have a service contract, and for anything which is a service order items, you can create a service order item. And we have a concept called a subscription order management. So subscription order is created, and again, I know this is a demo thing, right? You will not get in detail how exactly it is works within a landscape. It's just to show you the what are the components within the SAP system and where exactly it lies, right? So solution code lies under a subscription order management. We have a sales component in case if you have any hardware items, and we have a convergent invoicing system, which is used for a billing, and FICA is used for a financial activities. So this is order to invoice process overview. Data distribution happens between multiple layers. So we create an for pricing within SD component. So we use heavily on the SD side for pricing related components, and we will distribute into we will distribute that into conversion charging. So we will discuss how exactly we can replicate the pricing part from within multiple system. We will cover in detail when we get into the discussion, like where exactly we configure. And we have again, this is a repetitive slide. What software component I covered in the previous discussion, right? So what S4HANA component, and so what are the software component we use? So conversion charging, conversion invoicing, and digital router. Yeah, so this is just an high level. We were recently SAP. If you guys are from SD, and if you know right, there is a component for every subscription, sales and distribution and material management, right? Likewise, recently SAP enabled the service as a component, which is a replacement of your CRM box. So CRM is not supported anymore. So this is something which is a replacement of CRM, and this is being used for a BRIM concept. So the configuration lies within this service. So we will discuss how exactly we can configure and in the system, and how exactly it integrates with the CC. So again, business partner, we have a business partner concept where we distribute within SAP S4 and as well as SAP CC system. So how exactly business partner is configured in a customer vendor integration, using this customer vendor integration using a business roles, and we use the roles to distribute the data to conversion charging system. So we will go in detail and discuss this configuration, as well as how exactly we can, what level it distributes, we will cover as part of this training. So contract account is another independent topic. So we will cover the contract account. What is contract account? What all the content available in the contract account? Like we have a refund related information, payment related information, correspondence is nothing but an output. So dunning related information, tax related information, all these things covered part of this contract accounting. What is contract accounting? What is how exactly it differs between your business partner and contract account? So we will cover the in detail view part of the training. And subscription product also, what all the different architecture available um, within the product creation. So there is a general data and subscription specific data. So again, we are heavily dependent on material master, which is a MM model, right? So MM model which supports this whole structure, how exactly the configuration is integrated to MM will be discussed part of this training. And order distribution. So if as a sales representative, how exactly logins and what are the things he does in a day-to-day activity, and he creates an order. So the system distribute the data from one system to another system is going to be covered part of this training. So we cover order management intake, and we end up with the billing and invoicing using the sales model as well as a subscription model. So we will discuss both the integration standpoints. So this is an high level what we are going to cover a part of this training. I know so now there will be a lot of questions all of you might be having. So it's open for a questions. Let's discuss yeah, one by one. So it's anyone have any questions now?
Yes, I have a question. Do we need some how can I say this? Do we need a lot of knowledge in EFI or not for this training?
No. Again, I will be covering. Again, what do you mean by like what kind of? I didn't get it.
For me, for example, for me, I know very well the integration between SD and EFI, the same MMFE, EFI.
Uh-huh.
But how can I say? So I know what is reconciliation
Uh-huh.
account and so on and so on. But
Uh-huh.
not, I don't have expertise in the EFI module. No.
Yeah, okay. I got you what you're saying. So no, you do again, FI is independent, right? If I go back to the slide,
Mm-hmm.
again, as I said, once you enter the GL, that is independent FI configure. You don't need to have any knowledge on the FI. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So FI, if you see here, so you have a convergent invoicing. This is a customer financial management is an independent topic. So
Okay.
this is totally a different training altogether.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Get it.
So
Thank
answer your question, no, you don't need to have a
you. Yes.
financial
Okay.
background.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Any other questions?
How many months this training?
So it is a 30 hours of a class training, and I mean to say it covers classroom theoretically 30 hours and 10 hours of your practice.
Okay, so
So
you
an
will
hour
be
total 40 hours. Yeah.
okay.
And
So
do
you will
we
be
So now
explaining end to end, right? In system also.
yes, we will configure, we will go through the transaction and we look at the configuration and a presentation. So this training is not, even though we are referring the presentation, so that is only for your reference. So we'll get into the system and we configure and we discuss and do it in the system.
Okay.
can we have access to the system to do some exercise?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And for the documentation, we will have some
So
documents.
again, yes, yes. So I will give you the SAP standard documents again.
Okay.
So I have a presentation prepared, so which is an eye level fully covered document. Again, if you ask me, will that cover all the configuration related? Okay, configuration we don't have like SD model. If you guys are coming from SD, right? There is a step by step where go click on right click, go to this path. No, not that kind of thing. Presentation which tells you what all the basic things you should know when you configure it. So presentation is an we have a PPT as well as we have a PDF which tells SAP provided PDF where you can always refer. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll be having an access, right, for BRIM from your side. You will be giving.
Yes, yes. So that
How many?
you guys will get. Sorry.
Like how many months we'll be getting access from your end?
That's something you need to talk to Naveen when you enroll it, right? When you finalize,
Okay.
so that you will let you know that how many months and how exactly you are going to get access. Okay. So,
Oh,
but yeah, to say that you will have a latest system access and which is integrated one. Okay.
Okay.
Most of the industry, like current in the training world, right? Nobody's having this integrated system. So we have a fully integrated system which works FI integrated, RAR integrated, SD integrated, and CC integrated. So kind of a production system you will find.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions, team? Yeah,
Niranjan
go ahead.
here. Will
Yeah,
this help
Niranjan.
in getting a certification, SAP certification? Which
Good,
module? Will,
good question. So again, right? So I forgot to cover that. So we have a certification provided, SAP provided certification, right? There are three more. Again, one thing, team. So this is covering a three different models. One is subscription order management, convergent charging, convergent invoicing. So now, if you ask me, as a consultant, if I know all three, you are like architect level, okay? So if you know everything, then you are architect level. You know everything. But in a current industry, right? So they won't look person who is like, okay, now if you are coming from the sales model, so SOM is the best option because you handle a lot of things, order management. Now, if you are coming from a business side, like you are end user and you're looking into pricing and other things, then conversion charging is very helpful. And if you are from invoice, like a kind of a FI guy, very much integrated FI person, then convergent invoicing is a good model to pick up. So, but part of this training, you will get to know all three. Based on your capabilities, you can choose. Now, for all three, you have a different certification, and on top of this eye level, you have a one more certification. Total 4 certifications are available. You can take anything, and I will help you out, guys, how to attend the certification, what kind of question comes. Yes.
so dumb questions, all those things will be provided, or?
Yeah. At the end, we will get you the required questions, practice questions, and other things. Yes.
So we'll be getting the recording videos also, or only?
Yes, you will get the recording videos. So again, Navi, you need to talk to Navi. You will be again view access only, I guess, if I'm not wrong. You talk to Navin, he will provide you the access.
Okay. So you will be giving all types of documents, PDFs and all.
Correct. PDF and presentations.
Okay.
Okay. I
So
see one more
this
person.
30 hours, how long it will take on month
Again,
basis?
so the batch to batch, I differ because some batches go for 4 hours per class. Some batches go for 2 hours class. Again, depend on the batch, their preference. So if persons are okay with 4 hours class, we can cover in a month, right? So weekends, only weekends, and so Saturday and Sunday. So 8 hours, right? So depends, right? If you take one break, then it will may extend one more week, like guys, right? So if you are 2 hours, then it goes up to 3 months. Okay, but it won't take as much. It depends on the number of people, like preference. Like if it is 3 hours, if 2 hours is minimum, we can't go less than 2 hours. Okay.
But that flexibility will be there, right? On Saturday or weekends or late in IST late evening, that kind of flexibility will be there, right? Or will it be on a working hours? Say
No, it is
here.
always you can whatever we are starting covering, right? 7:30 onwards only. So only
Okay,
in the Saturday, Sunday, only on Saturday, Sunday, 7:30 onwards.
thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions? I see one more person joined. Who's that? Later. Let's see. Naveen is there. Naveen, any other questions? Sham, I see. Kumshi. Yeah. See. Okay. Any questions, team? If not, we are good to stop the recording. Any other question? Who is that K? I don't see the names. Khalid,
Sorry, it's Khalid. Yeah.
yeah, okay, yeah. Thank you, guys. Discuss with Naveen, and we will start the session
Okay.
soon. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very
Okay.
much. Thank you for the
Thanks.
demo. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. With the landscape introduction and what we are covering in a sequence. Okay. So there will be a presentations available, and as well as exercise sheets will be provided to you guys, so that you guys can practice over a weekdays, and whenever you come to next week you will have a questions around it. And we may not follow the exact sequence of the presentation, because we will my whole training runs on the system rather than presentation only. Okay. So this presentation is only for your certification reference, so that you guys can easily clear the certifications. But initially I will try to cover what is there in the presentation as well as in the backend system. Later we can directly shift to the system. Okay. First thing, right? So we have, let me open the master file. This is a master file, and I will share the sheet to you guys. So every batch, this is a 14th batch, right? 13, 13, yeah, 13. Okay. So I will have a running sheet so that you guys can always refer back, and I will share this to you guys. Okay. So first thing, to begin, I just see one more person joined. Who's that person? Web A7.
I think
AA.
my name is Shyam.
Mahesh. Sorry.
Shyam.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. You were there yesterday, right?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay. Who is A7? Attendee 7? Just let me know it is a first session to you guys, so that I can just give a background. If not, I will directly jump into the sessions. Okay.
I joined myself,
Yeah,
Prashant.
hi.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean today is my first session.
So name please.
Nasimaro.
Narsim. Okay. Narsima. And other person who is A7? Attendee 7?
I don't think I'm attendee 7, but my name is Prashant. I think attendee 2. I don't know.
Attendee 2? Oh, okay. Okay. So it's highlighting A7. Okay, fine. So Prashant and Sai, right? Two guys joined today. Is it?
Nasimaro.
No, sir. Narsimha. Fine. So I know yesterday was an introduction class. I just wanted to introduce myself again, so that those who are not there yesterday, right? So myself, Vijay, and I have basically come from SAP area from almost 14 plus of years experience. So around 8+ years only on BRIM. So I worked from the CRM version when the BRIM started. Now I am playing various role like architectural role. I'm implementing to the multiple clients. So things are like I'm working around multiple clients to provide a solution. And so this is my only weekend classes to keep myself in the latest version, so that you guys like get to know latest things, as well as I get to know multiple things from, because most of you guys are coming from SAP background, definitely, right? So you know at least how exactly SAP runs, and and you know that how industry runs, right? So it is a both way communication. It's not just I'm training you guys. You may ask any kind of question, basic questions. Don't hesitate to ask any questions. This whole training is very much interactive, and we will have a system based training, not the presentation based training. Okay, keep in mind. And so I just want to get the new guys those who joined yesterday, sorry, today. Just can you just please introduce yourself, and let's start the session.
Yeah, myself, Prashant, I have like 22 years of experience in SAP. I primarily work in CRM, OTC, in different areas, both functional and technical.
Okay, Prashant, good to hear. So where are you based out? India or?
I'm from US.
Yes, okay. Good to know.
Hi Vijay.
And yes, Yeah.
Hi, this is Natsamarav. I'm having 8 plus of years experience on SAP CS and PM.
Sales and PM. Okay. So where are you based out?
Hyderabad.
Hyderabad. Okay, good. So yeah. Anyone else? Today's first session. Yeah, go ahead.
I already presented my yesterday, but so I'm SAP consultant. I have more than 20 years in SAP as SDMMLE. I was in the past SAP IFS expert. I participate in several projects in S4 retail, and now I am starting a new role in the the Swift company. Swift company, which do you know Swift company? They are close to home. I am located in Belgium, and Swift company is about 13 kilometers from home. And I will start new projects because Swift company will implement SAP BRIM to replace their ECC specific environments, because all was done in specific in the past. I already worked for Swift a few years ago, and now they will implement SAP BRIM to fit their requirement. Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know that. Thank you, Khalid. Yeah. Good. Anyone would like to introduce? If not, I can directly get into the topic. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for the introduction. I hope you know our Expertsoft training provides the global certification support as well as the training, right? So again, I will not bore you guys, those who were there yesterday, about the demo, right? We will directly jump in, but again, those if you just those who joined today, just to give a little background, what we are talking about, why the BRIM, what exactly it is. I'll just give an introduction of 5-10 minutes, so please don't mind those who were there yesterday, right? So let me open the same presentation what we are, just to give a high level glance, right? Okay. Just to start a BRIM concept, right? Again, most of you, whoever is introduced today, they are coming from SAP background. Good to know that. And most of you are from OTC and MM. So you are well versed with the system from the OTC standpoint, right? What is OTC? Order to cash, right? So anything you sell, deliver to the customer and collect the cash. So that's all about OTC, right? You sales and distribution model, which take care of this activity, where either you sell a service product, you sell a sales product, free of goods, free goods, anything you sell through a sales motion, right? So the whole trend towards a subscription is moved from the sales motion to the subscription motion, right? Most of the clients or most of the companies looking for perpetual to SaaS business, right? What do you mean by if I talk about a SaaS based company? I'm just giving an example. Okay, so that's that they are moving towards a subscription. Like even you've taken any hardware items, they're moving towards the device as a service, where they can they can sell their product, and the customer can consume and subscribe the product and use it for a days and bill for that amount, whatever the number of days, and just return the item, right? That's where device as a service. So there are SaaS, PaaS, platform as a service, everyone moving towards license based from to consumption based, right? That's where a consumption based economy started. So customer buys the product and it not ends their life cycle, right? The customer keep their product for a term, whatever they would like to keep it, and they subscribe it, they use it, and clients can get a lot of discounts and custom offer premium service. So the various dozens of options available within the BRIM. What is BRIM? Now, this is what the subscription economy, right? Trending towards the subscription from the sales motion to consumption based economy, or offer to cash based economy. What is offer? I am offering and you consume it, and finally you get a bill for what you use, right? That's where the trend is all about. So any business, BRIM provides an eye level design where they can build a product in such a way that attributes can be given to the product. You select the product accordingly, and you based on your selection, I'm going to price you, right? That's where. So business model is designed and pricing is done through the configuration. This is either you name it as attribute driven pricing, okay, or ABC. You in SAP it is a terminology, is an advanced variant configuration which supports your BRIM landscape, and your product modeling is done. And once you build that product, you sell that product using a subscription order management, that is called as a SOM, subscription order management, which you have an order platform. The same way you create a sales order, there is a subscription order where you need to create. And once you create a subscription order, you sell that product, and it goes multiple components like a Convergent invoicing, which is an invoicing and billing engine, and Convergent charging, which is a usage rating, consumption metering system, which rates the usage and bill the customer. So that distribution happens using a usage metering and transaction pricing, which happens through Convergent charging. And finally, in the Convergent invoicing, billing and invoicing is done. So apart from this, SAP offers a partner settlement, a revenue-based partner settlement based on the usage. You can provide a settlement to the customer as well as, settlement to the partner, whoever is offering, right? So example, you are placing Citrix example, right? Citrix is one of the virtual desktop provider who provides the platform, who provides their virtual desktop, and they use the Microsoft Azure as a platform, right? Microsoft Azure is a platform who is hosting this virtual desktops. So there are partners involved, right? So there is a revenue sharing involved. So you can always settle. So all these out of the box functionality is provided using the BRIM capabilities. So unless you have any client specific requirement, you can build a zero coding based interface, and it will provide an out of the box solution. So that's where most of the clients shifting from the sales motion to the subscription based motion. It made life easy in terms of maintenance, and it made life easy to sell the goods. And again, it gives a flexibility to the customer what they can choose and when they want to bill. Okay, so we will discuss all this functionality over the period and the training, and we will get to know how exactly we can build in the system, how exactly it helps to the end users to get an invoice and pay the amount what they use. Okay, this is again high level what is BRIM, and definitely so there is a lot of components and information you will get to know. So I'm getting directly into the session today. So any question on understanding of the BRIM, so that I can answer you guys. Again, I will again when I get into the session, I will try to cover whatever I have done yesterday about the demo session, right? It's a high level demo where whatever I provided, which will be covered in the over a period of time. Okay, I see no questions. Let me continue. Okay, so I see two guys dropped off. Anyway, that's fine. Okay, so let me go back my Excel. What you see as per our yesterday's discussion, right? So let me give a background. You guys know that the whole journey started from 2009, right? So there are, when the SAP started a BRIM landscape, there was a CRM system, okay, and ECC system and CEC system, conversion charging, okay. So this is SAP ECC based version. Like CRM is again independent server, right? And ECC is a different server, and CC was a server. So between 2009 to 2018, I would say. Okay, 2018. Okay, sorry, 2000. Let's keep this. So between this period, the CRM system and ECC system and CC system was integrated, and you are supposed to build the logic using this system landscape. Okay, from 2020 or 1909 onwards. Okay, 1909 or 1909 version SAP S4 1909 onwards, where I would say 2020 version, 2020 year. So SAP brought this whole CRM component under S4 HANA, right? So now this is S4 HANA box, okay? So this is ECC box, where this is S4 HANA. Whatever we are discussing, it is an S4 HANA box where you have a S4 system. Here in the CRM, SOM component is there, subscription order management, and convergent invoicing component comes under ECC, and convergent charging is convergent charging system. So these are all the components. Okay. Now, oh sorry. And when we moved from this CRM box to S4, so this S4 HANA is now holding both CRM replacement, which is called as a service, and again ECC we just migrated to S4 HANA, so convergent invoicing stay within this, right? So now everything which is within the S4 HANA, okay? So whole S4 HANA box holds a service which is a replacement of CRM, and CI is again ECC is everything is moved under S4 HANA. So the CI convergent invoicing, when I say CI, convergent invoicing component is moved under S4 HANA, and CC system stays as it is. It's a Java based application. So we will discuss about that in the upcoming sessions. So now everything is under S4 HANA, and the service holds the SOM, and CI holds the CI as it is, and CC holds the CC. So service is a replacement of CRM. SAP is going to discontinue the CRM box by 2025, and no more support is provided SAP for a CRM component. So that's the reason they are shifting the whole component of CRM to service. Is same like when you look at the SD sales and distribution, same way you will find the service as well. Okay, and
So, so is there no more CRM from 2025?
yes, so everything will come under service.
Oh, so
Okay?
I mean no more CRM box at all, actually. You're saying.
No more CRM box at all. Exactly. I mean to say, if the existing client, I mean, there won't be any support from SAP.
Okay. Okay. No. So you have to buy the support from outside.
Like SAP will not support the CRM. So all this under anything under CRM will be moved under service. Okay. So
And Vijay,
mhm.
when you are talking about services, you are talking about customer service module?
No. Don't get confused.
Okay.
CRM is renamed as a service.
Okay.
Okay. So the you will get to know. I will show that in the system. Okay. So
okay.
So here SPRO, what happens earlier, what used to happen, we used to just see the sales and distribution, right? The way sales and distribution MM, right? So now they introduce component called a service. Okay, this service is a replacement of CRM. So whatever is available under CRM, they are bringing a filtered version. There are a lot of functionality they discontinued, and there are a lot of functionality they added. Okay, so for a BRIM functionality, are we using everything under service? No, it's a replacement of service CRM, right? So whatever is required for a SOM, subscription order management, we will be using that, and in the training we will discuss about it. Okay, clear? Yeah. Where did I go? Yeah, here, right? So this is about the service. So SOM is coming under service, and convergent invoicing is, my bad, FICA I would call. Here also FICA. Let's say FICA. Okay, so this comes under FICA. This is part of your financial contract accounting management. So the convergent invoicing is part of your FICA. Okay, now if you ask me, is it a new introduction part of 1909, or is it a even let me put this down, right? Provide a SOM here and here FICA and CC, right? So is it a new introduction part of ECC or S4HANA? FICA was, yes, it is there from long back. Like it's a contract account management, financial contract accounting management is there before, and we have a lot of functionality like a bill direct, even metering. What is that? Debt, even insurance industry. There are multiple industries is using the FICA component. So FICA is not a BRIM introduction. FICA is there from a way back, and now SAP built a BRIM as a landscape using a multiple components. Okay, so they introduce a CI, means they introduce this BRIM using a CI and SOM component. So comes under service and FICA. Okay, so financial accounting contract management, contract accounting management, which is an existing functionality or a component. So you need to activate those component, FICA component, in case you would like to use it. The way, let me go back again to SPRO. So the way you see the financial accounting management, right? Financial accounting. Okay. Under this contract account receivable, FIAR, this is FIAR, financial receivables and accounts payable. This is an existing normal. Whenever you integrate your SD based model, so you are enabling FIAR, right? So the contract account receivables and payable is an functionality or a component you need to enable if you are going for this. Okay, so it won't come by default. You need to enable the functionality. Okay, you need to enable the component. Here, so FICA, which comes along with CI, and so finally you are going to integrate this SOM and CI to process the whole flow. What is CC, right? Convergent charging is a Java based application. Okay, so this Java based application is, again, those who are not there yesterday session, is this application is something which purchased by SAP around 2009 by Ideal company. Okay, so Ideal as again Singaporean, so I don't recall, is it a Singaporean or France? But yeah, so now the Ideal company is something which they sold their product to handle the high volume industries transactions, right? For specifically for telco, and so SAP was not good at that time around 2009 handling high volume transaction due to their database. Can you guys move on mute if you're not talking, please? Yeah, thank you. So so this CC version is something which is, sorry, Java version application which is SAP bought around 2009, and they started integrating that CC to SAP way back from 2009 onwards, right? So we had a lot of changes from their SP pack 01, 02, 03, 05. Okay, so they were there till SP505. So again, the application looks like that. Now only I will show you, but again, you guys will get to know that more when we get into the system. Okay, so ZC application, I think it is rebooted. I have to install the server. Hey Naveen, you just joined?
Yeah, I just joined.
Okay, so I just done the introduction. I see three guys newly joined. Okay, so
Yes.
I'm just not going again. I'm not getting into the demo mode, but I'm just giving a background. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see. Okay, I think CC server is missing. I mean, you need to install it. Okay.
No. It's in down mode actually. Today morning maintenance actually. Yeah. Tomorrow it will come. It's in maintenance actually.
Oh, it's in maintenance. Okay. Yeah, right.
Do you
So
want
I'll
me to
just show
check?
the.
Do you want me
No,
to
no,
check?
that's fine. No, that's fine. It's okay. Anyway, I'm not starting CC today. Anyway,
Okay.
so I'm just showing them. I'm showing them how CC looks like, right?
Okay. Yeah, today Sunday, right? They were maintaining. I mean,
Okay.
some server.
So no problem. Yeah. So this is the same way you log into SAP GUI, right? This is a SAP GUI. This is Launchpad, right? Logon pad. So the same way we have a CC server logon pad, which is a Java-based application. So there is a maintenance going on, and I will not able to log in today. But yeah, next time. Anyway, we will log in once we start the integrated discussion. Okay, these two are the logon pads. Okay, so we will discuss about how exactly the CC works. So let's go back to the Excel sheet what I was explaining, right? Where did I go? Yeah. So when again CC backend GUI I just showed you. So around until 2009 that was the only option I had, and you need to log in through. But SAP changed their way. So from 1909 onwards, anything is released for SAP conversion charging, they aligned with the SAP S4HANA releases. So everyone knows S4HANA, SAP S4HANA release, right? Every year they release a version upgrade. So 1909, 2020, 2021, 2022. So that's where we are in now, right? So our current GUI version is 2022, right? So if you look at this, so our current version is 2022 S4HANA 22, correct? So likewise, SAP CC, what they have done is, so they have moved out from this backend CC version to a Fiori-based cockpit. Okay, Fiori-based cockpit, which we will cover in detail when we start the CC discussion, conversion charging system. Okay, so this CC-based, Fiori-based application, how exactly it differ from the regular CC backend GUI from CC versus Fiori CC, right? Both are there, and I'm going to train you guys on both. What are the difference you find? So the training is again, this CC is there from the long time. Fury based is a cockpit. Again, this cockpit is it supports a lot of functionality, and they introduced this cockpit from 1909 onwards. They evolved much better in latest version because every release they started giving more functionality into the cockpit. I would say it may take another one or two releases to stabilize the cockpit. So there are some hiccups. I will explain what functionality available in Fiori cockpit and what is not available, where you need to use a backend system. So Fiori cockpit, which provides you guys a lot of flexibility as an anyone with the basic knowledge. You don't even need to have SAP knowledge to build that whole concept. Okay, that's really a pretty good way of interpreting the system, how exactly system logic works. They have done a lot of better view, and I will show both when you get into the CC discussion. Okay, this is all about the landscape discussion. So any question, guys, before we move on to some further discussions? Okay, I'll take it as no. So now we know. So our training will be starts with 2022 version. Okay, 2022 S4HANA and CC Fiori cockpit and these two. Okay, both keep in mind. Okay, I am going to give you whenever I am discussing some topics, Like example, what is available in 2022 and what is available, some of the every functionality, right? SAP, when they started moving things from CRM to S4HANA, every release they have introduced some of the new functionalities. And if your client or if your company is introducing 1909 version, or if your client is in 2020 version, so you may not find what we discuss. Like if your client is in 2022 version, then whatever I'm covering will be available in the latest version, right? I will try to explain you guys, okay, when which version this functionality introduced, so that you guys are aware. And when you work with your client or work with your company in implementation, you will know that, okay, whether functionality is available or not. Okay, that's one thing. And coming to the start of the whole training, right? In any of the implementation, there are two types of implementation, correct? One is a greenfield implementation, another is brownfield implementation. So, and or either you migrate, correct, right? So if you are already in the BRIM, there are few clients from CRM to S4HANA, they are migrating. Okay, that this is something is a migration, upgradation, right? So again, a brownfield implementation is something where you are already in S4HANA, but you would like to introduce a BRIM, correct? That's where you comes with the brownfield implementation. That means you have your enterprise structure, you have already defined your master data, where you want to interact your master data, right? And you already know what is there in the system, right? You have a company code set up, everything is done. That's where a brownfield implementation, right? So greenfield implementation is something where it's all brand new. You are bringing SAP S4HANA box into your company, correct? So that's where you need to translate your current business module with current ERP system, or you are introducing a new business or anything, right? So that is something you need to translate into SAP language, correct? In both the case, you need to make some of the changes so that your BRIM landscape supports to your existing landscape or a new landscape, whatever you introduce. So for that, what is the basic thing, what you need to have? So in order to start any SAP, anyone can answer? In order to start your SAP, either brownfield implementation or a greenfield implementation, you need to have a basic setup. What is that called? Anyone?
Org
Any
structure.
In order
what do you
to
call that? What in generic, any SAC, it is nothing to do with order cache, or it is nothing to do with your material management, order sales and distribution. In order to build any SAP system, there is one thing you need to have a common. What is that?
Org structure.
Org structure. You need to just go up little bit high. You are right. You are in the right. What do you call that org structure?
Organizational structure, no?
Yeah, that's that enterprise structure, right? That's what.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, right. So correct. So in order to start any of your landscape, you need to have a basic enterprise structure, correct?
Yep.
So that enterprise structure, as I said, it may come with your basic implementation, which is a brand new, as I said, a greenfield implementation. So in such case, you need to build your enterprise structure, work with the multiple areas. When I say multiple areas, like you have your specific dedicated financial team, you have a material management team, right? You have a PP team, right? You name it, anything, right? Everyone comes together, they do the whiteboarding, they come work with the business, they name the company code, they name the plant, right? It is not one person decision, correct? Enterprise structure is a group of people where they decide and work together to build the enterprise structure, and finally the enterprise structure is agreed with the business and they go for building that enterprise structure, right? So that is something when you do the greenfield implementation. Now when it comes to brownfield implementation, already you have an existing enterprise structure, you just need to add a little information, or you need to integrate your FICA component with your enterprise structure, which I will cover when I get into the FICA component discussion. Okay. So now, first thing you need enterprise structure, ET. Yes, right. So enterprise structure is required. Once you have the enterprise structure, what else you need to start the business? In order to do the transaction, what else is needed?
We have to customize all the process, like the document type, item category, and so on. No?
Right, but okay, if I need to sell a product, what we need?
So create
Should
sales order, no?
assignments.
Correct. In order to sell, okay, I have to sell something. What we need? That material master.
You need
right?
the customer, the material master.
Exactly,
Master data.
exactly. So exactly, right. So
Master
anything exactly. So anything you sell, you need to have few basic stuff, right? What are those? Master data. Basically, you need to have your master data, right? So what are the master data? What we call first thing is business partner. Correct. You need a person who is going to purchase. Correct. You need to have a business partner. And what you need? Material master.
Material master.
Correct. SKU. Let's say simple SKU. You need to have a sale. You need to if you need to sell something, you need to have that code. That product needs to be created in the system, right? So SKU is another basic thing. And what other things?
Price.
vendor master.
Price. Very good. Price master. Correct. So these three basic things should be there in the system in order to sell any product, anything you need to do a transactions, right? So these are all the basic master data which requires. And so now when I say this product master, is it part of your BRIM? No, this is a central products. So these are central applications, correct? Business partner is nothing to do with your BRIM. Business partner, when we say business partner, is a customer, is a vendor, is an employee, correct? Business partner he can be anything. So business partner helps you to purchase, or business partner helps you to sell the goods, is a central component. And this central component is spread across multiple areas, like sales and distribution is using the same business partner, procurement using the same business partner, SKU is used by material management, procurement guys, right? Price is used by multiple guys. So this is not specific to your BRIM. Okay, any master data when you create, these are all the central component. We call it as a central components. Okay, so now there are some specific to BRIM master data. Okay, there is a contract accounting, which you don't get confused. What is contract accounting? Contract account, which is a BRIM specific. Okay, and contract account is used. And if you are using a BRIM, then you need to introduce a contract account, and you need to have a subscription contract. Again, this comes under transactional as well as in a BRIM. Even though you treat it as a sales motion, but from the selling standpoint, it is a master data to the conversion charging system. Okay, so these two are specific to a BRIM landscape. Okay, so now you guys know that we have to start with enterprise structure, correct? So now we have discussed about the landscape. We are starting a discussion on the enterprise structure. So let's go back to the presentation. Okay, so these are all the theory part thing. Okay, I don't want to get you bored with this information. You guys go through. Okay, in this presentation, in the first slide, it covers, when I talk about subscription order management, what all the topics are there. And likewise, collecting the usage, what topics we are going to cover, right? This is what is there. Okay, so this is theoretical, and this is required for your certification purpose. That's where I added this slide, so that you guys easily can grab the information from here, and it's easy to clear the certification. Okay. Okay, so sorry, before getting into that, anyone is new to Fiori? So everyone is having a basic understanding of Fiori, or if not, I can just okay, let me explain. Okay, so Fiori like if you are coming from a ECC UI and there was no Fiori apps, right? So Fiori is an architecture view which provides a application or a web-based application which will allow you to do the transaction. You don't need any more transactional codes to carry in the backend system. Example, so if I enter, if I need to go get into any transaction, right? So I need to go. These are all the transaction codes, right? There are many transaction codes like RAR, like CI. So these are all the transaction code where you need to enter. Okay, FKK, NVCE. So there are everywhere you need to enter the transaction code in order to maintain any or transact anything, right? That's where it replaces your transactions with the application in a layman language. Okay, so it provides you the view where you can directly log in and go to the login page. So this is something which is a Fiori app, a login page. So now if I log in, so you will find all these application views. So if you see subscription order management, it will give you an tiles. Okay, these are all called as a tiles. Okay, so where you can get into the style and you can transact or create a data, whatever, you can view the data. So it is replacing your transaction with the tiles in a layman language. Okay, now how exactly it works, it just, again, this is nothing to do with your brim. So this I am covering because you guys are new. Whenever I take a training and they doesn't even like, they don't know the Fiori, so I'm just trying to explain basic things. Okay, but this is not, it's not covering everything about Fiori. Okay, whenever it's a UI, SAP UI technology for web application. Okay, built SAP Fiori apps are built on top of your SAP UI5 technology, and it's a web-based application. So whenever as an user, I am the user, I am logging in to the system, and it calls the roles. There is SAP works based on the roles, role management. So these roles assigned with their groups and catalogs. Okay, if you guys are not speaking, please go on mute. There is an echo. Attendee 8, please go on mute. Thank you. So now, still here, please go on mute. Attendee 8. Okay. Okay. So a roles is tagged against your groups and catalogs. So groups and catalogs are like, when I say groups, I will just show you in the system, right? So this is a group. Okay, this is a order SOM, subscription order management, which is a group. Okay, in a simple term. Now the catalogs are like a group of like, let me example, right? So if you go to, it's a open application, SAP Fiori library, right? You Google it, you will get a library access. What happened? Fine, open library. You don't need any user ID to log in this, right? So you will find all the apps available in the system, which SAP supports the apps. Okay. So now let me say subscription or PRM BRIM. Wait, no, I will have some of the app nominated here. Let me go back to the presentation. There are app IDs are there here. So let's say tile name, right? My bad. So let's go back here. Manage subscription order app. See, these are all relevant for your BRIM, right? So now manage subscription order. So manage subscription order item details, right? This is available from 2022 onwards, right? So let's say manage subscription contract document is also available from 2022 onwards. Solution orders sharing group. I just want to show you one basic thing so that, okay, here, right? So in this, again, this is a basis job. They will take care of implementing these things. SAP basis team will be doing this activity and they will get into this. What I wanted to show you guys is, so these are all the standard roles SAP provided. This role is having a group, so business group, which is assigned with this role, and as well as there are technical catalog and function business catalogs. So these catalogs will hold the required tiles mapping. Okay, so now this catalog is assigned with roles. So let's go back here, right? So groups and catalogs are assigned to this role, and these two words, the tile and target mapping. At the end, when I as an user, Vijay is logging in and he is assigned with a role, and when the role is called, these two items, group and catalogs, which internally calls the tile and target mapping to launch the application. Okay, so this is how the whole theory works. Okay, now don't get into that too much technical because it's nothing to do with my BRIM training. Just to give an eye level how exactly the Fury tile works. So my subscription order management is a UI based, which is not a T code based. And I think there is one person from CRM, right? CRM is an UI based. It's again URL where you need to log in, right? So you log in through the CRM application where web UI, and there you to do the transaction, right? So now since we are moving that CRM application to S4HANA, the backend is still hold the same CRM applications. Okay, so I'll go back to my where is my Excel sheet. So this CRM used to work using a web UI. Okay, so the web UI is called as WI underscore SSO, let's say. Okay, so now earlier in the earlier existing CRM word, what used to happen is, so we used to log in using a CRM underscore UI or WI underscore SSO. There is a web launch where it's every time it is to launch the web again, that's discontinued, right? So let's say I will copy this guy and try to open in this. There is a server error because nobody is using it, right? And nobody is updated to the latest version. So we recently upgraded to 2022, right? So there are some maintenance we need to do. Anyway, we are not going to discuss about that. So there is a web URL which used to give the functionality to maintain the subscription order and all those things. So earlier it used to call as a provider order in the CRM box. So now we have replaced that with Fiori apps that is called as a subscription orders. Okay, so these are all work based on the Fiori apps, and Fiori apps are used to call using a UI based SAP UI5 based technology to launch the Fiori apps. Okay, these are all the basic apps which are provided by SAP. Again, there are a lot of latest apps. If you go into this Fiori app library, you'll find all these apps, right? These are all the recent apps which is introduced in 2020 version. I haven't even enabled this. So you are the first batch. We are going with 2022 version. Okay, earlier around all 2021 version. Okay, so we need to enable a few apps set. So we will get them enabled so that we will get to know what exactly this apps are providing as part of the latest application. Okay. Next is Naveen. Are you there? Are we good to continue? I think Naveen dropped off. Naveen? Naveen? 7:30 to 8:30, right? I started at 7:30. Okay, fine. Yeah. So yeah. So we know that we are having a Fiori apps, right? So now let's discuss about a enterprise structure, right? So we have a enterprise structure, that is enterprise structure which is required in order to deliver subscription or like the whole landscape, right? So now since we are doing a brownfield implementation example, right? So we have already enterprise structure. Is it a one-person job? No, because I need to discuss with guy, I need to discuss with SD guy, I need to discuss with the PP guy. So like defining the plant and everything. So I will give you an eye-level walkthrough how exactly the enterprise structure looks like, right? So enterprise looks like any enterprise structure you define, you need to build first thing is company code, right? Whose job to build the company code? Who can answer? Who is going to build the company code? Which team? In normal, like
Finance team.
yeah, right? So the finance team who is going to take care of building all the financial of company codes and GL, all those things, associated GLs, everything, right? So in a definition mode, you need to define the company code again. So I'm just covering the basic things, considering as an enterprise structure. A few those who are new to SAP, they should know what exactly the company code, what is planned and all, right? We are not discussing about the detailed enterprise structure, correct? So this is nothing to do with your BRIM. So enterprise structure is a very much common entity definition in order to build your whole landscape. So in order to build your system, you need to have a defined company code, and you need to do a first you need to define the company and company code and the plant and division, sales organization, distribution channel, and storage location, uh, warehouse management, shipping point, loading group. Okay, if you ask me, is it mandatory to have this to load your BRIM landscape? No, it's not mandatory. As an enterprise structure, you need to have these basic things so that anything to do with your sales, like if you're selling an hardware along with your subscription items, you are doing a device as a service. So in such case, you need to have a maintenance of storage location. You need to have your guy should do the plant maintenance, right? Where you need to procure the product. So purchase organization need to define. There are a lot of things in the backend which is supportive to your BRIM landscape. Okay, so that's where you need to define all those things. Where do you find this enterprise structure, and where do you need to define? So now if I'm training the BRIM, if I need to I need to build a new enterprise structure? Again, you guys, your wish. Like example, if you guys are coming from most of you guys from SAP background, and you know that how the enterprise structure works, right? If you would like to build your own enterprise structure, please go ahead and build your enterprise structure, and you can always use your own company code or sales organization, distribution channel, all those entities. But I will show you guys where exactly the person who is new to SAP, so they have to go to enterprise structure in SPRO. SPRO is the T code, and enterprise structure is the view component where you need to get inside this, and definition assignment. There are two components in this, right? So under definition, there are, again, as I said, every items has its own definitions. Like company code, you need to do a company code definition. You need to have a credit control area is not mandatory. You can maintain or you can ignore it. Again, company code is you need to define. These are all the non-mandatory functionalities unless you need to get into those entities, right? Views and controlling is not mandatory. Another mandatory thing is your sales organization, distribution channel, and division. So this is your R structure. So anything sales happens, you need to have your sales organization, distribution channel, and division. What is this three combination called? Sales organization, distribution channel, division. Anyone can answer?
To create sales order.
Sales area.
Right. So your sales area is very important in terms of a SOM standpoint. So anything you sell. So here, I'll do one thing. I'll open this locally so that I don't have to get into this every time, right? Yeah. Right. Okay, this is good. So anything you do, any transaction, so you can always use the sales area. So from this service standpoint, a sales area is important. From a FICA standpoint, company code is important. Okay. So under service, you are going to integrate with your sales area. Under FICA, you are integrating with your company code in the enterprise structure. Okay. So now, are we directly taking this sales area and enterprise structure, company code into account when I building my whole logic? No. So I will explain now in the system. I'll show you guys where exactly this integration happens, right? So now you have a predefined enterprise structure called as a VJ01, VJ. So that is a sales area, sales arc, VJ01, distribution channel, VJ, and division VJ. So you can use, sorry, my bad, VJ, and this one is okay. So you can use this sales area, okay, to do any transactions. So here we have two company code, VJ01 company code and VMG1. Okay. So there are two company codes. You can either use anything. I think there was in the last batch someone modified and messed up with the company code VJ01. So I had to create another one. But just look at the, whenever we transact, we'll come to know whether there are any issue with VJ01, you can shift it to VJMG2, VMG1. So now these are all the defined, very much integrated with the GS and like, because it's not just a sales area definition, right? So you have to define your if you need to sell the hardware item, you need to integrate, you have to build your serial number integration, all those things, right? So these things, because I'm using this from long time, I have done the whole integration point of view. So you guys can use this two entities so that for your practice purpose. If not, if you are wish to go for your own enterprise structure, please go ahead and create your enterprise structure. If you are coming from SAP and you have SD based experience, and but again, it's not just sales order creation or a subscription order creation, right? You have to keep in mind that, so if anything is stuck, like company code, you have to create a fiscal variant, all those things, right? So there are a lot of things are involved in order to enable your company code. So if you guys get stuck in any of the company code definition, don't get into that whole word debugging or looking at where it went wrong. Just try to use this, because you may end up with spending time in rather than looking at the BRIM, you might spending the time with the financial active configuration, which is not required for us. Okay, and otherwise we'll never continue with the training. We keep looking at those issues. Okay, so my suggestion, use the defined one. Any questions? Okay, that's about the infrastructure definition and assignment. Okay, so these are all the steps you need to follow within SPRO here, right? So under SPRO, you have to go in the so under definition, define company code, okay, that whatever I highlighted there. So again, define company means what it means for the person who is new to SAP, right? So he's just entering the number, something like, right, BT 13 batch or 12 batch, right? So he just name to test. Okay, so you name your company, you give the name and address to the company code. That's it, right? Again, what it serves, there are a lot of things behind this company, right, and company code. So let's not get into that discussion now. So we will move on to the next step. So now you have your enterprise structure. So the main thing, when you define your enterprise structure, you need to download the organizational data to a service component. Okay, so how do we download? Where do we download? I know this is actually meant for a demo session, but since I have been advised to take 1 hour, so we are on time. So I would continue this further session, like from the next session. It would be a 2-hour session at the same time. So if you guys are like, I would like to stop you because it takes some more time. We have to get into the time and may go for another 15-20 minutes. So let's park the topic here. So then next week onwards, we will do the full-fledged sessions for 2 hours or 3 hours, whatever it defines. Okay. Any other questions on the today's session? Like, you feel free to ask now. It's open for questions.
Vijay, can we have access to the documentation?
Yes,
Because
yes.
okay.
Yes, you will get an access to documents, you will have an access to exercise documents, and you will have access to system. So
And
everything is provided.
and Navin will send us the link.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
great.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Anything on the documentation and access, please contact Naveen, so he will help you.
Okay. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So those who joined today, so feel free to ask any questions. I know this is actually not a demo; it's an actual session I started. So I didn't get into the demo mode, but yeah, please go on. Any questions? Any questions, team? If not, I'm good. Good for the day. I can wind up for a day. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll stop.
Thank you.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Next
Thank
week,
you.
huh? Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Bye.
next week, same
Bye.
time, we'll start 2
Yes.
hours class.
Okay. Okay, thank you,
Yeah.
Vijay. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Thanks for watching demo.